Welcome to part 2. In part 2 of this special, we begin in a very inconspicuous location. This is a sort of like a building plot right in the middle of Berlin. There's nothing here. And the reason there's nothing here is because 75 years ago we would have been standing in Hitler's workroom, in his bureau. This 400 square meter office space was his and his alone. It was inside the new Reich Chancery, and the reason it is still here is because it was based upon a very sturdy concrete foundation which had tunnels in them leading to the bunker, Hitler's bunker, and Hitler's bunker is right over there. 75 years ago he celebrated his birthday at this location, and usually that would have been done with 40,000 plus troops marching in his honor, but now they mustered up 25 Hitlerjugend, young boys who were going to be commemorated for their work in the Volkssturm. We are now outside of Hitler's bureau, his office space. There were huge steps here with two big horses designed by Torek standing on either side of them. These horses, FYI, have been found recently. And right here on the location I am standing right now, Hitler was standing on his 56th birthday. He was commending these Hitlerjugend boys, whilst behind his back he had this tremor in his hand. We all know this image. This is the last image that we have from the Führer. This is the way they celebrated his 56th birthday. Stalin celebrated his birthday in a very different way. He congratulated Hitler by sending him thousands of those unguided little missiles, also known as Stalin's organ. This is also when he found out that Konev, the counterpart of Zhukov, made actually very good time getting into the city, and that actually his very hopeful General Wenck was actually taking his sweet time of defending the city. His generals misinformed the Führer. Instead of saying pretty much everything's lost, it's got time to get you out, they said there is still a possibility for an Endsieg. We still have several armies, the battle has not been fought yet. His birthday was also the very last moment on which he could make the final decision to either remain in Berlin or be evacuated as planned to the Obersalzberg. He chose to stay in Berlin and go down with Berlin. After the 16th of April 1945, the attack officially, actually the run on Berlin, commenced, and both Konev and Zhukov, the two field marshals of the Red Army, were now poised to get the main prize. Unbeknownst to them both, Stalin had a very different plan at hand. He actually promised Zhukov the honor of attacking Berlin, but he changed his mind at the very last minute. So just right before the attack on Berlin was ordered, he ordered both generals back to Moscow for the last deliberation. And as a total shock to Zhukov, he gave actually the partial honor to Konev. Konev was supposed to go from the south and the west, and Zhukov was supposed to go in through the north and the east. We saw the eastern location where Zhukov attacked. You saw all the bullet holes. That means there was heavy opposition. And Konev had better luck in the south and in the west, because down there the Nazis didn't anticipate that much of an opposition. So he was getting into the city actually at a very high pace, and he showed up at the city center where we are right now, way before Zhukov himself. Hitler was of course shocked when he had reports that here at Anhalter Bahnhof Konev was already there, and he did a very miserable thing. He ordered the implosion of one of Berlin's largest safety nets. This was the subway system. Of course, if you're trying to get away from bombardments, the subways and that stations are part of the facilities you can use. So a lot of people took shelter in these subway systems. And now, behind me, you see the Landwehr Canal. You see those little green pillars in the distance. Those are marking the tunnel. And this is where Hitler ordered the SS to blow up the tunnel. So the whole Landwehr Canal just flooded into the tunnel system, and you can imagine what panic that ensued. This was a completely unnecessary measure taken by Hitler, and actually killed people that shouldn't have been killed. These were all innocent women and children